Welcome back to the North American Star League. I do believe we have ViBe on the line. ViBe, are you there? Hello, ViBe. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Pretty well, man. You looked pretty strong against AXLAV there, and we were joking about how much Diablo you've been playing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was kind of nervous about whether I was gonna win today or not. I did like a cram session today on Korea, but the thing that I didn't like about that is I got mostly Terrans, and I got maybe like 5 Protosses out of 30 games or 40 games, so I wasn't too confident today again. But it worked out, so whatever.
Yeah, your ZVP looks really great. And the thing that stood out to me is you just really seem to understand when you can get away with droning, when you need to make units. I was even questioning a couple times, you would really start heavy roach production off of 3 bases with like 55, 58, maybe 60 drones. And you would just stick to the aggression for the longest time, and I felt like, how in the hell is he ever going to transition without more economy? Can you talk to us about when you go from 60 to 80 drones? Like, when do you make that choice, and why, and how?
Well, I usually, whenever I see a Protoss does not take all their gases, that's the main thing, I'll instantly sack an Overlord, but I'm always watching the natural gases, and if they don't take them, and especially if he's getting +1, kind of like how AXLAB did in game 2, like how we just went for a huge Zealot push, what I'll do is, there's like a timing right around 60 supply for Zerg, that's like including everything, queens and everything, so it'll put me at like 45, 50 drones-ish if I have a few lings out. I'll get ready to deal with Zealot pressure, and that's what I expect most of the time, and that's exactly what he did. But as soon as I clean up the Zealot pressure, though, then I'll, like, as soon as I realize, okay, he's not committed to attacking me anymore, then I'll go back to droning up my 3 bases, and then sometimes I will or won't saturate my 4th, but I usually do saturate 3 bases up before I commit to, like, all-in type attacks.
Okay.
Like, in game 2, I did stop, I think probably like 45, 50 drones, and then I dealt with this little, because I saw 3 proxy panels on the right side when I was scouting, and I dealt with those, and then I went back to droning after I stopped it, and then I went pretty much all in with like Overlord drops and roaches and everything, and I was expecting to win like that, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I think actually all 3 games were extremely close, where, well, maybe the last game you were very dominant and you played very well, but certainly the first 2 games were extremely back and forth. Could you like explain your thinking process in game number 1? Because first you started off with the aggression, it looked good for a while, then somehow AXLAB stabilized, you went for a muta transition, but you didn't overly commit to that. You made like maybe in total 8, 9 mutas, and then suddenly you just went back to an insane amount of roaches, and you somehow won that fight in the middle of the map. Like, tell us how you experienced that game.
I actually practiced, not recently, but I practiced with AXLAB a while ago, probably like a month and a half, 2 months ago, and when we used to practice before, he always went Stargate, like every game, it was just like without fail, Stargate, 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 and we played probably like 15 games, and I was expecting Stargate again just because I was like, oh, okay, it's AXLAB, he's gonna go Stargate. And I knew he went 3 bases as well, and I also do like mutas against 3 bases, but then I realized he had a ton of links, like once I got in with my mutas and I saw a bunch of cannons already, and then he has blink stalkers everywhere already, I was like, all right, I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to go for like a base trade, which is what I felt like I would end up doing if I committed to muta. So I just went back to my ground army. And I think the only reason why I won that game is because he dedicated some of his army to go kill my 4th. And I was like, all right, maybe I can kill his army in the middle now when he's not fully there. And then that's why I think I won.
Yeah, it was a really close fight in the center of the map. There was only like 10 supply of AXLAB up in the top left, but apparently it was enough to turn the tide there.
I guess I just thought about it was more actually in the heat of the game and everything.
No, we had the same, Kevin pointed out the same thing, either off air or on, I don't remember.
Yeah, no, we were on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look smarter now, thanks bro. Root power.
Yeah.
That last game was really, really intense vibe. AXLAB always seems, without fail, to just barely hang on, but then you seem to find units when no one else would be able to. The in-game tech of choice for you on Daybreak, that's the name of the last map, was Broodlords, but you actually pulled out Ultras on Ohana. When do you make that determination? Like, okay, Ultra versus Broodlord.
I just felt like I was too poor. Like my economy wasn't good enough because he was denying my 4th. And I felt like I didn't really have, like if he attacked me right then, I was gonna die. That's why I never really tried to engage him to save my 4th. So I was like, all right, he's got a lot of Stalkers and Colossus and Sentry, and I don't have enough time to make Broodlords, nor do I have the upgrades, but my Lings were already 2-2 at that point, and I was getting level 3 weapons for my Roaches and my Lings, so I was like, whatever. I'll just make some Ultras, stomp Force Fields out, and if I get some really nice Fungals on all his Stalkers, and I also had Neural Parasite, I was mainly thinking to myself, I was like, I'm just going to fungal all the stalkers, my ultras and roaches are going to clean that up, and then I'm going to neural parasite every colossus, and my infestors aren't going to get blocked out by force fields because I have ultras running in there. And that's what I was thinking.
It almost worked, man, but Axla really controlled it.
Honestly,
awesome.
I didn't even know what was happening in that last fight. I was like, oh my god, everything's dying. Hopefully I win.
A-F-E, click, click, click. GG. Really well played, ViBe. I want to give you a chance to give any shout-outs or say whatever you might have to say to your fans at home before we move on with our next games.
Yeah, just thanks to friends and family and fans, everyone who supports me. I really appreciate it. And then thanks to my new team, Root. I'm really happy. I like Root. It's good. So that's great. And thanks, Rotterdam. You're awesome too. You're awesome too.
Thank you very much, man, for joining us. It was awesome. Yeah. Really good best of 3. So thank you.
Yep. Congratulations, ViBe. Really well played. Taking out Axla there in our first game of the day. We're going to play a very short commercial. Then we'll be back with our second set. It's going to be Mana versus Rain. Don't go anywhere. Lots more StarCraft still to come at the NASL.